I've always been really fascinated by giant timber bamboo. Technically it's a grass, but a grass that grows up to 100 feet tall. And only recently did I learn about how giant timber bamboo is commercially grown and cultivated. And that's pretty amazing in its own right. Farmers will plant the seeds and then water them every day for 3 years. First year, water the seed, nothing happens. Second year, water the seed, nothing happens. Third year, water the seed, nothing happens. Fourth year, water the seed, and it sprouts 90 feet in 60 days. That's 1.5 feet of growth every day. So what's happening in those first 3 years? Well, to grow something so strong, so large, and so resilient, it first has to grow down into the root system that will hold everything up. And the farmers trust this. Every day that they're pouring into the dirt is an act of faith. There's an intentionality and consistency there, even though nothing appears to be happening. So consider your child or your grandchild as a tiny timber bamboo seed. Not everything can get into the dirt. There's just not enough time or money or energy for everything. But what has to get into the dirt? What values, what practices, so that their root system grows strong and healthy and will support their growth into adulthood? Take just a moment and reflect. What has to get into the dirt? Well, since you're here, I'm assuming that having a relationship with Jesus and his teachings made your list. You want your child to have a relationship with Jesus. You want him or her to experience being in a supportive faith community. You want your child to form his or her values and moral compass on Jesus' teachings and to make Jesus' mission their mission. Now, how are you going to do that? How are you going to get what has to be in the dirt actually into the dirt? Do you have an intentional plan for making it happen? And if your plan is to rely on the parish faith formation classes to make it happen, I'm afraid I have a difficult message. There's a very, very high probability that it won't. For years, the American Catholic Church has seen young adults leaving the faith in droves. Children whose parents sent them to faith formation classes every year. Children who attended Catholic schools. Children who received all their sacraments. And we've been trying to figure out why. Is the cultural influence of social media too strong? Are we not doing enough? Or doing the wrong things in religious education? In short, what's going on? The good news is that answers are coming into focus. Many, many studies have been done recently around this question, and they've all arrived at essentially the same conclusion. Permit me to share just a few excerpts from them. First, a report of American Catholic Religious Parenting published by the University of Notre Dame Institute for Church Life. It is rare for emerging adults to appropriate Catholicism for themselves, despite the ineffective formation provided by parents. Parents must realize how potent they are as role models and respond, not by seeking to become theological experts, but by building a common life in which religion is a guiding light and represents a parent's own gift of self. Parents must translate their understanding of the faith into practices, habits of talk, and a household atmosphere that communicates their worldview to their children and helps them appropriate it for themselves. The religious richness of the household environment and the conversations that follow do not depend upon academic knowledge of the faith, but upon parents' willingness to articulate and share that which is precious to them. Before children need catechism or theology, they require witness. Parents fulfill their role as witnesses by sharing the faith that they love.
They must realize that their sense of competence and suitability for the task of transmission derives from this quality of witness rather than from any kind of professional expertise. And finally, from Understanding Former Young Catholics, published by McGrath Center for Church Life. We know that family makes a key difference in religious identity, even when we control for other factors. Using our survey data, we can anticipate quite accurately whether a given child will continue to identify as Catholic into emerging adulthood based primarily on what we know about the religious home environment in which they were raised. Whether an emerging adult continues to identify as Catholic has much to do with whether his or her parents valued and modeled a rich, multifaceted, and consistent religious faith. Many emerging adults maintain a strong faith, but those who do tend to have experienced a certain religious and social environment at home growing up, one in which faith was an active part of life, and parents modeled religious involvement and stayed emotionally close to their children. The Church can potentially engage with this issue by encouraging parents to adopt consistent small habits expressing faith and making religious practice a fixture in the everyday life of the family. Now, just look at what we've highlighted: role models, building a common life, parents' own gift of self, practices, habits of talk, and a household atmosphere, household environment, conversations, parents' willingness to articulate and share, witnesses, sharing the faith, quality of witness, family makes a key difference, home environment, parents valued and modeled, at home growing up, faith was an active part of life, parents modeled, emotionally close, consistent, small habits expressing faith, everyday life of the family.
So, did you pick up a theme there? What matters most is the witness of the parents' lives and the environment of faith within the home. Is the family praying together? Is the family regularly talking about Jesus and his teachings together? Are consistent small habits expressing faith a regular part of family life? In short, is faith real and alive within the home? We just can't lead you down the primrose path and tell you to send your child to weekly faith formation classes so that we can give them lots of information about Catholicism and all that information will lead them to embrace the faith. Because it won't. It just won't. We have to have the courage to trust the data and abandon the practices that aren't getting what needs to be in the dirt actually in the dirt. And we need to take a new approach. So we're starting from a totally different place this year. We call it pathways. We'll start by simply getting to know you and your whole family and what your desires are. Then we'll map out a path of progressive formation to help your entire family take the next steps on your faith journey. And you'll do it together, as a family, and with our support. Our vision is that your children will have witnesses rather than catechists, and that formation moves out of the classroom into the living room, that they'll develop a real relationship with God through Jesus Christ and integrate that faith into daily life, that your family relationships will strengthen and deepen, all rooted in God's love. Now, to be honest, as a church, we haven't done a good job of modeling this and of supporting you and encouraging you as parents. But that changes now. Our deep desire is to come alongside you and support you and provide you with the tools for experiencing the presence of God in your home and within your family relationships. Now, please don't misunderstand. We're not offering you more to do. We're offering you more meaningful experiences, simple practices that you can easily integrate into your particular family's rhythm, things that'll be fun and engaging for all your children, while also providing really meaningful content. And we know families are busy, maybe even over busy. So everything is super simple and accessible. Instead of a book to read from, you'll get a box that includes absolutely everything you need for that semester. The whole family materials are interactive and fun and based on experiential learning, learning through doing. The parent materials can be accessed in print physically
or through the app. Yes, we have an app. And a number of the parent resources can also be accessed in podcast format through the app, so you can listen to them on your commute or while you're at the gym.
Friends, I could not be more excited for this, and I'm so excited for you to see and interact with the resources yourselves. We're having a come and see event in the hall after all the masses on the weekend of August 21st and 22nd. Please put it on your calendars. I'll see you there and be happy to answer whatever questions you may have. I believe that God has big plans for Seton Parish, and I know He has big dreams for your family. I can't wait to see how they unfold. May God bless us all and keep us. St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, pray for us.